our home in New York City. And we are fresh off of summer travels where I was in the south of France and also all over France. And of course, I like to bring things home to you. And today I brought you home two of my favorite things, champagne and caviar. And I have two of the best experts on champagne and caviar here. We have Paul Babu from Sturia Caviar. Welcome.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Happy to have you, especially since you brought these big tins of caviar. And we have Morgan Lee from Barter House Wines, who is a sommelier, and she did not come empty-handed either. She came with lots of champagne.
Yes, I did.
I have to admit, I'm lucky to have a lot of caviar, but I don't know the difference between good caviar and caviar that's not as premium. So what should I be looking for?
Yeah, so I mean, let's look at our caviar. So you see here, the beads are like all full eggs. There's no broken egg. So that's the first sign when you open the tin that it's a good quality caviar. Then the second thing we always use a mother of pearl spoon with the caviar.
And why is it? Why do you use a mother of pearl spoon?
So with if you use a metal spoon, it's going to oxidize the caviar and it's going to affect the taste. I know it's a little counterintuitive because it's in a metal tin, but there is a film that between the caviar and the metal, so it doesn't touch the metal.
What are we trying today?
So we have different kind of caviar. We have two caviar from the Siberian sturgeon. We work with two species. So we have the Siberian sturgeon, originally from Siberia, also called berry. So we have the primeur. The primeur is specificity on the primeur is a short maturation. So what it means is that after we harvest the eggs, we put them in metal tins and we age them for different amount of times. So this one has a maximum of 4 weeks of maturation. What it's going to do is going to produce a very mild taste.
And I can even see these eggs are smaller.
So these are a little smaller because it's a Siberian sturgeon. So they are a little smaller than the Ossetra to begin with. But we do also have some selection of larger eggs on the berry, which is the Siberian. So that's what I brought also here. This is our prestige, and you can tell the difference between the two. They're from the same fish, but these eggs are much larger.
And even the color of this one is much richer.
So with the maturation also the color changes and evolves. This one is a very short maturation. The prestige, we don't have any aging criteria, but it's usually a longer maturation, around 3 to 8 months. So that's going to affect the color as well, which is going to change a little bit.
The other thing that I noticed is, besides like this incredible caviar here, is when you were opening up the caviar earlier, you had a really cool tool. Yeah. You guys are getting me with like all the packaging and everything.
I know. So this is our caviar key that we designed.
Morgan, have you ever seen anything like this?
I haven't ever seen anything like that. No, it's very cool.
No, so it's really fun. So I mean, there are different ways to open a caviar, but it's always kind of a struggle. You can eat with a quarter or with a knife, but that can be dangerous.
Yeah, and every time I open up my caviar with a knife, I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to lose a finger.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little dangerous. This is the producer guarantee band that goes around that seals the product. So you just break it with this little sharp, and then basically you just go. There's a little slot here. Just go into it, and you twist it like you would open a door. So you just have to be horizontal with it.
Okay.
Yep. It's a little slippery. There you go.
This caviar looks too amazing for us just to be talking about it.
Yeah. I think one way to do it that could be fun is to do bumps of caviar.
Can you tell me what that is?
So basically...
Before we agree to this, Morgan,
Better way.
Totally legal. You just... So this part of your body is like, the part of your body doesn't sweat, so you can put the caviar on it, and then it's just going to warm it up a little bit because of your body heat, but you're just going to eat it off your hand.
This might be one of the coolest things that I have ever seen and maybe ever done.
Yeah,
Sorry. Oh my god. We're so doing that at my holiday party, guys. Oh my god. I think I need another shot of that. But you know what? While that was really good, Paul, I have to admit something is missing.
Champagne?
I think so.
Yes. So what do we have?
Well, we have these 4 varieties of champagne. It's called Champagne Jeeper. And these are Chardonnay-based blends. And so this is our Grand Assemblage. And it's kind of a classic blend of mostly Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Pinot Meunier. So this one is going to be very round and opulent. I think it would go very well with really any of these caviars that you have. We actually have something very interesting with our packaging as well. A few things. One is this proprietary bottle, which was made by the company. It took several tries to get the exact amount of the sizing here and also the sizing here. So the least amount of oxygen is in contact with the wine, which makes it a lot more fresh, and it also makes it last longer aging in the bottle.
I have to say, this is like one of the sexiest champagne bottles I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's really what draws the eye in.
I'm big into packaging. You guys have sold me completely. I'll take it all.
So actually, when you brought up your Caviar key, it really reminded me that there's an interesting feature of the champagne bottle as well. You just peel the top right off like this. So you don't even have to worry about having the raggedy cap on like that. You just take the whole thing off and it looks beautiful. This is unique to Champagne Jeeper. So, you know, if you're at a restaurant or if you're dining with guests and you want to display the bottle on the table, it doesn't look raggedy here, it doesn't look naked, it is just beautiful and it's branded.
Somebody who really appreciates aesthetic.
Exactly, and attention to detail. And I think you'll notice in the flavor of the champagne as well, the attention to detail that the brand really takes.
So I set out two different types of glasses for us. I set up a traditional coupe and a traditional flute. Is there a difference between drinking champagne out of a flute versus a coupe?
Yes, there actually is. Well, the coupe was kind of a fashion statement, and it was one of the first glasses that they were using to drink champagne. The flute was invented to help retain the bubbles because it's less broad and your bubbles will stay for longer. Now what's more in fashion with sommeliers and what we like to drink out of is just a standard white wine glass, because the shape of the glass really funnels the aromas into your nose, and what they say is if you're worried about losing the bubbles, you're not drinking it fast enough.
Well, there's not going to be a problem here. Paul, may I offer you a glass of champagne?
Yeah, I would love to try it with the Primeur actually. I think it would be a great combination.
Jeepers and the Primeur were made for each other.
And the Primeur being so short maturation, I think it doesn't overpower with the champagne.
This was amazing, but I see we have two more caviars to taste.
Yeah, exactly. So we have the Prestige. The Prestige, it's a selection of larger eggs. It's also a longer maturation, so a little bit more stronger in flavor, a little bit more powerful, but still very delicate and very creamy. So would you like to try the next one with the blini or still by itself by the spoon? There's no shame in eating by the spoon.
So I'm going to ask if I could try it with a potato chip.
Oh, that's actually a good idea.
A potato chip with a little bit of creme fraiche. Two of the best things. Cheers. I'm pretty much in heaven.
Wow,
That's great.
that was a delicious combo.
Another way to pair caviar is with food. Most of our clients are chefs, and they use it in their dishes. So it's a good way to use it as a garnish, or if you want to, it also can bring some flavor to a dish. So it's something that chefs like to use. It also enhances their dishes, and it's a good way to bring some caviar to any type of food.
So if I'm shopping, where do I find the caviar here in New York?
So here in New York, the first place that we started selling, because we're brand new this year, is the District in Brookfield Place.
That place is so amazing.
Yeah, they have everything. They have a great selection of caviar, and we're happy that they trust us with our caviar. We also at the restaurant there, L'Appart, we do a beautiful caviar tasting with 3 different caviars and 3 different pairings with a sake, a champagne, and a white wine.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's very playful. Like because we have all these different flavors, we can play with it, and it's a it's a good way to experience caviar.
Well, I love that you guys don't take yourself so seriously, that you want this to be fun and really approachable.
That's what life's about.
Yeah, that's for sure. And then where do we find the Caviar Champagne? Because this is new, and I really haven't even seen this here.
No, well, really, we got our shipment in maybe about 3 weeks ago. So it's still very, very early. So we have only just started selling. We like to let the champagne sit for a little while so it doesn't, go crazy out of the bottle. But we've just started selling. We're selling to Bottle Rocket, and we're also selling to Acromerrill, as well as Crimson and Rye.
I think we have a really good night ahead of us because we have a lot of champagne and a lot of caviar left.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for joining us. We loved having you, Paul. I know that you flew in for today.
I'm very excited to be here. I'm going to visit for the world.
Good answer. And Morgan, you're in New York here at Barter House, and so consider me stalking you guys for this amazing champagne. Thank you for joining us too.
Thank you so much. We'll come over to the office anytime and we can treat you to a tasting.
Oh, that I know. You guys are always pouring really good stuff at Barter House.
We do, yeah.
And thank you all for joining us. We have loved bringing a little bit of France to you today here in New York City. And for the recipes and for more about both Sturia and Barter House, check out galavante.com, because we want you to eat with us, drink with us, travel with us.